Due to their rarity and unusual manner of thinking, Sigma guys can be a challenging problem for most people to solve. Some individuals mistakenly believe that because they tend to be quiet and restrained on the outside, they could be simple to control or exploit. But nothing could be further from the truth than that. Sigma males are a complete nightmare to tamper with and push past their boundaries because of their complex inner nature. Let's go through some of the significant reasons why you should avoid tampering with a Sigma man. They are more knowledgeable than they admit. When it comes to social situations, Sigma males are reservists by nature. Sigma guys are glad to take the back seat and prefer to spend their time on internal activities like learning and pondering rather than trying to steal the spotlight and be the center of attention. They are therefore extremely bright and frequently conceal a great deal of information. The ability to retaliate when people try to tamper with a Sigma man can be significantly underestimated by those around them because Sigma males do not flaunt their knowledge to get the respect of others. They respond logically. When most people are mistreated, they typically respond out of emotion rather than from a position of logic and reason. Being the victim of injustice can be a highly upsetting experience, thus this is a perfectly reasonable reaction. Sigma males, on the other hand, are remarkably adept at maintaining composure in the face of emotionally trying circumstances and maintaining the capacity to respond logically, even when others would break down and react emotionally. Sigma males possess the ability to step back from stressful situations and consider the best course of action calmly. This makes it extremely challenging to overcome them through emotional manipulation techniques. Their sense of fairness is strong. Sigma guys tend to create a very strong sense of the values they hold in life since they spend a lot of time focusing on the world around them. They act with a strong sense of justice and are not interested in outdoing those around them. This indicates that they are quick to point out unjust or cruel behavior they witness in the world and that they won't tolerate what they perceive to be an injustice in how others treat them. They are incredibly observant. Like many introverted personality types, Sigma males are keen observers of everything that is going on in their environment. It's extremely difficult for observation to go past a Sigma male, even if they are quietly sitting in a room corner. They are always paying attention to what is going on around them. Because of their keen sense of observation, they are very aware of their environment and will very immediately recognize any attempts to manipulate them. People that try to mess with a Sigma man rarely find themselves going very far into their game since they spring into action right once and do everything they can to stop this behavior. They frequently recover. The sheer resiliency of a Sigma guy is one of its most notable traits. Sigma males are lone wolves who understand the importance of having a strong sense of inner toughness and self-control to survive life on their own 2 feet. They learn to pick themselves up and recover from even the most trying situations because they do not rely on others to solve their problems for them. When someone tries to knock a Sigma male down, they quickly learn that once he is down, he will always find a way to get back up and rise to the challenge. They are fiercely motivated. The fact that Sigma guys are so tenacious in all they do contributes to some of their resilience throughout life. Sigmas don't make goals at random or to impress people. They create realistic goals for themselves and consider everything they do carefully and honestly. This makes it extremely challenging to influence a Sigma guy from the road he has decided to forge for himself, regardless of what cunning or manipulative techniques a person attempts to use. People with bad intentions usually find out quite fast that messing with a Sigma male's determination may be dangerous. They are skilled at manipulating events. Sigma guys don't necessarily lack the skills to get involved in other people's affairs just because they prefer to remain to themselves and do so infrequently. Sigma guys have a certain way of looking at the world that enables them to think creatively and come up with methods for manipulating events that others would never consider. A Sigma male's capacity to take issues into his own hands and reclaim control over his circumstances is typically underestimated by those who try to tamper with him. Sigma males typically use their manipulative abilities for good, so if you try to tamper with them, you should be aware of this trait. They won't put up with abuse. Sigma guys have little patience for games since they are so concentrated and incredibly determined in their approach to life. They don't waste any time pointing out inappropriate behavior when they feel it's being done to them or when they're being treated unfairly. The Sigma male's swift and fearless ability to call out these games can be disarming and stop people in their tracks if they are accustomed to using other people's backs to accomplish what they want in life. They don't hesitate to express their opinions. Because they have no fear whatsoever when it comes to stating their opinions, Sigma males don't put up with any form of disrespect. A Sigma male's inner strength is a force to be reckoned with, even though they may come across as quiet and pleasant on the exterior. When they feel someone is messing with them, they can be shockingly assertive in how plainly and honestly they express their opinions. They always have well-developed arguments. One of the major strengths of Sigma males in life is their high level of intelligence. It is certainly a fool's errand to attempt to outsmart a Sigma man because they thoroughly consider everything they say and do. The majority of the time, when someone tries to outsmart a Sigma guy, they find that he is capable of outthinking them. When someone tries to embarrass a Sigma guy or make him look foolish, they frequently just succeed in making themselves look foolish in the process. They are conscious of their limitations. Sigma guys are particularly good at pointing out behavior that they don't like since they are aware of their boundaries. Sigma men often reflect on their inner selves and learn about their boundaries and limits during their free time. With this in mind, they can spot any attempt by others to cross these boundaries right away. Testing a Sigma male's boundaries is dangerous since you can be confident that those boundaries exist for a good reason. Their rage can be frightening. A Sigma male acting irrationally is such an unusual sight. His typical demeanor is reserved and peaceful, and it is quite challenging to rile him up. Having been that, it can be quite threatening to observe a Sigma male go enraged. The fact that Sigma males are typically calm and laid back contributes to part of why they can be so frightened when they're angry. To arouse a Sigma male's rage, you have to be a nasty piece of work, but if it happens, get ready for a shock. They never forget. In addition to having a high IQ, Sigma guys have elephant-like memory. They are incredibly observant, therefore they recall everything that occurs to them. Having a good memory is essential for accomplishing the growth and self-improvement that Sigma males are so preoccupied with. They never forget when someone has tried to trick them, thanks to their excellent memories. Although Sigma guys are too logical to harbor resentments, they will undoubtedly recall instances when someone has tried to sabotage them. A Sigma guy will never forget if you have turned yourself into an enemy, even if he remains nice and cordial to you after. In the end, they'll always get their way. Don't overlook the importance of this. A Sigma guy will nearly always succeed and conquer in the end, thanks to his tenacity, reason, and high level of intelligence. A Sigma male has a clear vision of what he wants and will do whatever it takes to achieve it. While it may initially seem as though you have the upper hand by tampering with a Sigma guy, this won't last forever. At the end of the day, a Sigma guy always recovers and prevails. Sigma guys are the ones that prefer to live without the restrictions of societal structure and expectations, even though they are hierarchy members. Sigma males and alpha males have many characteristics in common, yet they also differ greatly from one another in many ways. The Sigma male has recently seen a significant boost in popularity when it comes to the male personality attributes on the socio-sexual hierarchy. A Sigma male would often step outside of his comfort zone, launch his own company, and assume leadership positions without looking for recognition. They work very hard, are quiet, and are confident. However, because of some of their characteristics, Sigma males are also frequently perceived as being lazy. In many ways, Sigma males and alpha males have similar roles in the hierarchy. Even though he likes to be alone himself, he still helps others. One of the most defining traits of a Sigma guy is his solitary status and preference for solitude over social engagement. The Sigma guy is more comfortable around himself than with other people. One way to describe a Sigma person is as an introvert. That does not, however, indicate that a Sigma man does not value other people's opinions above their own. A Sigma male is far more effective working alone than when he is surrounded by others. He leads, but discreetly. Alpha males are capable of leading people, although their strategies are not as advanced as Sigma guys. The perfect balance of independence, consideration, and brilliance is seen in Sigma males. He is a confident leader who does not need recognition from others. A Sigma male is persistent and prefers to find a workable solution to a problem over trying to find a way to completely avoid it. Their reputation as capable male leaders takes a back seat to achieve their goals. He can adapt immediately. Another outstanding characteristic of a Sigma male is their capacity for adaptation. He can take charge of a situation when it's necessary, but occasionally they choose not to. Unlike alpha males, he is satisfied being himself and adaptable in a variety of circumstances. A Sigma person can be a leader, a follower, or everything in between as long as they are being genuine. One problem with this is that sometimes a Sigma person might come out as arrogant. They don't always need outside validation. Sigma guys, although being social creatures, loathe social expectations and acceptance more than alpha males do. He avoids trends and hardly engages in rumors. He remains the same regardless of the social context. A Sigma guy is self-assured and doesn't require outside reinforcement, unlike an alpha male, who may find it impossible to imagine life without his followers. The man who says little is him. Men in the Sigma fraternity are not great talkers. He views small talk as worthless and a waste of time. A Sigma male understands the value of silence and prefers to concentrate on important matters over the idle conversation. Despite preferring to remain silent, Sigma males are not easily intimidated. One adjective that might be used to describe a Sigma person is dominant introvert. Their simple presence in a room is sufficient to dominate, unlike alphas who command a room with their voice and actions. He is a critical thinker. The moral fiber of a Sigma guy can be described as gray. Before making a decision, he tends to weigh what is right and wrong in a situation. He is an analytical thinker who likes to weigh all the information before making a choice. He can be seen badly by a lot of people because of this particular Sigma masculine trait. Remember that Sigma men must fully understand the justification for a decision before deciding to endorse it. His risks have a purpose. A Sigma guy's willingness to occasionally break the rules and take calculated risks is another appealing trait. Of course, he uses this to further his goals rather than to show dominance. The conflict between realism and idealism is managed by a Sigma guy. He is aware that occasionally it might be profitable to breach the law. This characteristic makes them occasionally superior to other masculine types. His social skills are aged. As we've already established, a Sigma guy is a loner, yet when it comes to niceties, he could be misunderstood as a snob. Not because he is a rebel, but rather because he believes formalities are unnecessary and could use to work on his social skills. A Sigma person could avoid small talk because he finds it dull and a waste of time, not because he is uninterested in it. A Sigma man will be having an interesting chat in a corner rather than dominating the stage. The Sigma guys are content to blend in. The man recognizes himself. Self-awareness is one of a Sigma male's best qualities. A Sigma male is constantly working to improve his weaknesses as well as his strengths. A Sigma male is generally observed thinking about his actions rather than mingling with other people. Sigma males avoid drama and don't require outside praise, but he will like it if you draw attention to his special qualities. A Sigma man sees failures as opportunities to improve and focuses on self-improvement. His future is up to him. While alphas and betas are both leaders and followers, Sigmas are neither. A Sigma male would always either struggle or succeed in life. He controls their future and makes his judgments. The fate of a Sigma guy cannot be chosen by society. The men of the Sigma fraternity don't follow rules and detest conformity. He behaves in a way that he thinks most accurately describes who he is. Due to his rebellious attitude, he is brilliant, confident, and a successful leader. This trait might not be as helpful in a committed relationship, though. He can support himself. He appreciates freedom and is at ease with being a nomad, which is another characteristic of the Sigma man. Males in the Sigma community are independent and do not depend on others for their necessities. Sigma males are born to rebel. It is the kind of person who rises in opposition or armed resistance against an established government or leader. He hates social restrictions, does not follow the mindset of the crowd, sheep, walks alone, and suffers alone. It is exactly the reason behind them being hard-working men, and taking things very seriously, besides their ability to control the output of events. If you think about a driven man, with a successful mindset like steel, it is so unbreakable since he believes in it, you are thinking about a Sigma male. Adaptation and flexibility are hard for ordinary people, especially when facing hard shifts in life, breakups, sickness, and death. Furthermore, Sigma males tend to have a stoic persona, because of the dead calmness, the mysterious silence, and the ability to stay steady and maintain their frame in complex situations. The archetypal Sigma male is defined above all to forsake the traditional social dominance hierarchies of modern society. In addition, he tends to consider the journey as the goal, giving importance to living moments. Foremost, Sigma has the mystery and fluidity of their solitary lives. But they are also characterized by how they are impossible to fit into a normal relationship. Self-sufficiency is a rare quality among men, but Sigmas are strong survivors. As Sigmund Freud said, out of our vulnerabilities will come your strength, and what it means is that even a Sigma has introverted traits, they can transform their weakness into an asset. A Sigma, on the other hand, rejects all notions of climbing the hierarchy. If he assimilates to any degree, it's probably because he finds some measure of personal value in it, or because he wishes to share in the experience for his enjoyment, fulfillment, or benefit. So, if you find a person who hates laws and pre-required knowledge based on religion or culture, plus does not want to follow social structures, he is more likely to be a Sigma. Some people may misunderstand the way that Sigma males behave, thinking he has a lack of ambition or maybe a sign of not wanting anybody's company. It is not the case. Their reasons run deeper than they usually get credit for. One of the unique traits that Sigma males have in common is that they prefer their own company. They can be deep thinkers who can assert a lot of control and dominance. In addition to that, being introspective makes them likely to make the best decisions possible that are associated with the situation. Reflecting also helps them tap into knowing themselves. And finally, knowing all these traits a person could have does not mean that you should ask like that. But on the opposite, you can use it to learn and develop the right basics to make your life better in every way possible. In the end, you are the maker of your personality, you have time to make the change and use it wisely.